Hi. In this session, we will discuss more on connectivity and also some more properties of cut sets and cut vertices which you have studied in the earlier sessions. Okay, so far we have studied about cut sets and also its properties. So what's a cut set? So basically it's a set of edges whose removal from the graph disconnects the graph and no proper subset of it will disconnect the graph. Okay, for example, if you have a graph like this, uh, these two edges will be a cut set. Okay, so these two edges will be another cut set. Okay, and these two edges has the properties. So if you take these two edges, it has the property that no proper subset of that set. For example, here you are taking only the set a comma b. Suppose I am taking the set a comma b as the edges. This is a cut set because just the removal of a will not disconnect the graph, or the removal of b alone will not disconnect the graph. You have to remove both of them to disconnect the graph. Okay, so a cut set is a collection of edges whose removal from the graph disconnects the graph and no proper subset of that set will disconnect the graph. That is the idea. And similarly, we have studied about cut vertex. A cut vertex is basically a vertex whose removal from the graph will disconnect the graph. For example, so if you have a graph like this, okay, that if I remove this vertex, you can see that it will disconnect the graph into two. Okay, so these were the concepts which we have studied in earlier classes. Okay, so and as I told you, there can be many cut sets for a graph. In a given graph, so as in a given graph, as which I have told you, this is a cut set, this is another cut set. So there can be many cut sets in a given same graph itself. Okay. So now we will discuss a concept called edge connectivity. Okay, so what is an edge connectivity? So edge connectivity is, it's very simple thing. So as I told you, in a graph there are many cut sets are there. So out of these cut sets, take the cut set with the minimum number of edges. Okay, to take the cut set with the minimum number of edge. Okay, so the number of edges in that minimal set is called the edge connectivity. So the number of edges in a minimal cut set, okay, in a minimal cut set is called the edge connectivity. Okay, as I told you, a graph can have many cut sets. Suppose sometimes all the cut sets may contain two edges, then the edge connectivity is 2. Sometimes some cut sets may contain 3 edges, some cut sets may contain 2 edges. So there the minimal set has 2 edges. So the cut set having minimum number of edges is, so the number of edges in the cut set having the minimum number of edges is called the edge connectivity. Okay, so that's very simple thing. Okay, so the number of edges in the smallest cut set of G is said to be its edge connectivity. Okay, so if you look into this graph, can you define the edge connectivity of this graph? Okay, so if you look at this graph here, what will be the edge connectivity? So if I look at this graph, if I delete this edge and this edge, this forms a cut set. It has 3 elements. Okay, so this D, E and F will form a cut set. We can say that. Okay, so you have a cut set with 3 elements. So can I say that the edge connectivity of this graph is 3? It is not true, because again we can find other cut sets also, because if you take this cut set, if you just remove this H and K, what will happen? Again you are getting a cut set with lesser number of elements and also which disconnects the graph. So here this has only 2 elements, so this is actually less than this one. Okay, so here you can see a 2 element cut set. Okay, again if you look at here, there is a 2 element cut set. Okay, is there a 1 element cut set? There is no 1 element cut set. So the minimum possible number of elements in a cut set is actually 2. Okay, there are also cut sets with 3 elements. Okay, so that is not edge connectivity. You are going to take the cut set with the minimum number of elements. Okay, so the number of edges in that minimal set is called the edge connectivity. So the edge connectivity of this graph is 2. Okay, similarly, can you look at this graph and tell me what is the minimal edge set, or what is the edge connectivity of this graph? If you look at this graph, what is the edge connectivity? What can be the edge connectivity? Yeah, so if you just remove this edge, okay, if you just remove that edge, what will happen? This graph will be disconnected into 2, in which one will be in some V and others all vertices will form another set. So basically just removal of one edge will disconnect this graph. So the edge connectivity of this graph is actually 1. Okay, so remember, edge connectivity is not the number of edges in a cut set, it is the number of edges in a minimal cut set, the smallest cut set. Okay, there can be many smallest cut set, so the number of edges in the smallest cut set is called its edge connectivity. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So similar to edge connectivity, you have another concept which is called vertex connectivity. Before we come to that, we can also say that the edge connectivity of a tree is always 1. Okay, why? Because in a tree, you know that it's minimally connected. If you just remove one edge, it will automatically become disconnected. So the edge connectivity of a tree is 1. Okay, so if you have understood that, can you tell me, can you find the edge connectivity of a path? Okay, and also can you think of the edge connectivity of a cycle? Okay, or cycle or circuit. Okay, so can you find the edge connectivity of a path and and also a circuit. Just think on those lines. Okay, and so moving forward, we'll discuss an analogous concept called uh, vertex connectivity. Okay, and also one more thing I would like to say, in edge connectivity, you can also try to define edge connectivity in terms of a rank of a graph. You know that rank of a graph is n minus k, where n is the number of vertices and k is the number of components. So how will you define edge connectivity? So the edge connect. So when what does a cut set do to a rank of a graph? We have discussed this earlier. Cut set actually reduces the rank of a graph by 1 because number of components increases by 1. Okay, so cut set actually reduces the rank of a graph by 1. So the minimum number of edges which has to be removed so as to reduce the rank of a graph by 1 is called its edge connectivity. So if you understand rank of a graph, what is the effect of a cut set on a rank of a graph? It reduces the rank of a graph by 1. Okay, so what is edge connectivity then? The minimal number or the minimum number of edges required to reduce the rank of a graph by 1 is called, and it is called its edge connectivity. So you can also define edge connectivity in that way. It's not required for examination. For examination, you can give this definition. Let's say it's the number of edges in a minimal cut set. Okay, this is just for your understanding of the various concepts of rank, edge connectivity, etc. I have taught you this. Okay, so as I move forward, similar to edge connectivity, there is also another concept called vertex connectivity. Okay, so vertex connectivity is defined as the minimum number of vertices whose removal from G leaves it disconnected. Okay, so it's a similar analogous concept. Okay, so the minimum number of vertices which has to be removed to make the graph disconnected is called vertex connectivity. So for example, if I'm taking the simple graph here, okay, can you tell the vertex connectivity of this graph? So if I remove one vertex, will this graph be disconnected? So if I'm removing this one, will it be disconnected? You will be getting this graph. It is not disconnected. Okay, so what can be the vertex connectivity of this graph? Okay, suppose I am removing these two, what will happen? If I remove these two, what will happen? I'll only be getting a two element set. All the edges which are incident on those vertices also will be deleted when these vertices are deleted. So the resultant is just this graph which is disconnected. Okay, so the vertex connectivity of this graph is 2. So the minimum number of vertices whose removal from G leaves it disconnected is called the vertex connectivity. Okay, I hope it is clear. So you can also try to think of vertex connectivity in terms of rank of a graph. Just think of it. Okay, and come up with a appropriate connection between them. Okay, so as I told you, vertex connectivity of a tree is 1. Okay, and also you can consider vertex connectivity of a path, and also you can think of vertex connectivity of a circuit. Just think what will happen to a circuit if one vertex is deleted. Will it be disconnected? Just think of that. Okay, and if you look at these graphs here, can you tell the vertex connectivity of this graph? Okay, it is actually 1 because if I delete this vertex, this will become disconnected. Okay, and similarly, can you think of vertex connectivity of this graph here? Okay, so it is not 1 because if I delete one vertex, it will not be disconnected. You can try any vertex, but if I delete two vertices, it will be disconnected. You can check it out which are those two vertices. If I just delete two vertices, it will be disconnected. You can just think which is those vertices. The vertex connectivity of this graph is actually 2. Okay, and similarly, what is the vertex connectivity of this graph also here? Again, it is 1. Okay, I hope it is clear. Just write it. Okay, so as I told you, the edge connectivity of this graph was 2, the edge connectivity of this graph was 1. Okay, the edge connectivity of this graph is not 1, it is more than that. It can be, I think it is 3 or something like that. I think it is 3 something here. Just write out what, try to find the edge connectivities also of this graph. Okay, so you can see a connection here. Always, we'll come to that later, that vertex connectivity is always less than or equal to the edge connectivity. We'll come to that later. This is just for an understanding that I'm telling you. Okay, and where does this concepts of vertex connectivity and edge connectivity come? The concepts comes in the case of applications. Okay, applications in, for example, communication networks. Okay, or strategic location of assets of a nation. So all those concepts, all those applications, the concept of vertex connectivity and edge connectivity will come into play. Why is it so? Because if you so basically, for example, if you have to establish a communication network, so suppose you have to establish so many towers everywhere. Okay, so we'll be discussing how many towers should actually be malfunctioning so that the entire communication systems is disrupted. That is one way. So how many? So always you have to construct a graph in such a way that the vertex connectivity is more, so that even if one communication tower is disrupted, or if one vertex is removed, the entire system still remains connected. That is the idea. So in applications, you always require the vertex connectivity and also edge connectivity. Okay, even if one path is disrupted, still the overall functioning is not affected. So in applications you will be trying to construct graphs in which the vertex connectivity and edge connectivity for a given number of vertices or edges is always more. That is how. So we will be analyzing graphs, or we will be analyzing bounds in such a way that a graph with more higher vertex connectivity and edge connectivity is to be constructed. So this is basically has applications in communication networks, military supplies, and everything like that. Okay, so we'll move forward. Now we'll discuss some characterization of cut vertices. A very simple theorem, you can always do it by yourself. Okay, so just read the theorem. A vertex V in a connected graph is a cut vertex if and only if there exists two vertices x and y in G such that every path between x and y passes through V. Okay, so it's a characterization of cut vertices. So a vertex V can be a cut vertices if and only if there exists two vertices x comma y such a way that every path joining this x and y will run through this V. Any path joining x and y always runs through this V. Okay, now just think of this theorem. Suppose there are two vertices like that which are x and y. Okay, such that every path from x to y runs through this V. So what will happen if I remove this V? If I delete with this way, every path between x and y will be deleted. That means x and y cannot be connected, or it means the graph G is disconnected. So when V is removed, it means automatically the graph G is disconnected. Therefore, V is a cut vertex. So one way is very easy to prove. Okay, so if you are assuming that there are access to vertices which this property, if I just delete the vertex V, what will happen? Automatically they will become disconnected. There will be no path between them. That means they will be disconnected. That means G will become disconnected once V is deleted. Hence this V will be a cut vertex. Okay, that's one idea. How will we prove the reverse process? Suppose V is a cut vertex, what will happen? Suppose V is a cut vertex, what will happen? That means deletion of V will actually disconnect the graph into two. Maybe V1 comma V2. Okay, so suppose the graph was suppose you are taking a G connected graph. Already first of all the vertices were connected, but since V is a cut vertex, deletion of V will actually disconnect this graph into two, V1 and V2. Is it clear? Okay, no. So what does that mean? That means there is no path between any vertices in V1 to any vertices in V2. No path between it. Suppose I am taking vertex here. For example, if I am taking some x here, if I take y here, there is no path between x and y in this graph. In this graph G minus C. Because already V is been deleted. Right? Since they are lying in two different components, there will be no path between a vertex x in V1 and a vertex x in y in V2. Okay. So, but the original graph G was connected. So what does that mean? So originally there was a path between x and y, that is why G was connected. Okay, now this path has been destroyed. What does that mean? How was this path destroyed? Because your G, from your G you have deleted the vertex V. So that means this path was destroyed because V was deleted. So how will deletion of V affect this path? That is only and only if V lies in that path. Okay, so originally G was connected. So originally there was a path between x and y. Okay, so if the deletion of V deletes this path, it means V is actually lying in between this x and y. Okay, in the path between x and y. That means every path joining this x and y, V should be present. Otherwise, deletion of V will not actually disconnect the graph into two. Okay, so if you say that, if you are assuming that V is a cut vertex, which is easy to prove also that there will be two vertices with the property that every path running between them should should contain this vertex V. Okay, so that's very simple thing. You can just think of that in light terms. I have written the proof here. You can just go through the proof. It's the same idea. It's a very simple thing here. Okay, so that's a characterization of cut vertex. That is, if V is a cut vertex, there will be two vertices such that in such a way that every path between these two vertices should lie through this V. Okay, this is a very simple geometric idea. Okay, so moving forward, we'll also discuss a concept called separability. Okay, a connected graph is said to be separable if its vertex connectivity is 1. Okay, so basically this graph is not separable, but you can see that this graph is separable. Okay, so this is separable, this is not separable. Okay, so that graph was separable too. So basically graph having vertex connectivity 1 is called a separable graph. Okay, otherwise we say that the graph is non-separable. Okay, so it's a non-separable. I hope you understand the meaning of non-separable graph and also have understood some definitions here. Okay, and suppose the vertex connectivity of a graph is said to be K, we will say that the graph is K connected. Okay, so if the vertex connectivity, if I, so here you can see that the vertex connectivity of this graph is 2. So we'll say that this graph is 2 connected. So this is some terminology which we'll use later. So separable graph and also K connectedness. Okay, so moving forward, as I told you, the applications of connectivity in communication networks. Okay, so for you need a reliable communication, it's necessary that the vertex or the vertex connectivity and also the edge connectivity is higher. Okay, so we'll now be discussing the problem of creating a graph which has n vertices and number e edges such that its vertex connectivity and also edge connectivity is higher. So we'll be trying to devise such problems. So we'll have a graph with n vertices and also e edges. We'll try to construct a graph in such a way that its edge connectivity and also vertex connectivity is higher. Or in other words, I'll tell that we'll be trying to find some bounds or upper bounds or lower bounds for this edge connectivity and vertex connectivity. So we are going to discuss some bounds for these connectivity things. Okay, so as we move forward, so you can see this example here. So here there is a graph with 8 vertices and 16 edges. Here I would like to stress the point that given a graph with n vertices and n e edges, we can devise many graphs with the property having different edge connectivities and vertex connectivity. But the main problem or the focus area for us would be to construct a graph in such a way that its vertex connectivity and also edge connectivity is more. Okay, so if you look at this graph, you can see that the vertex connectivity of this graph is actually 1 and the edge connectivity is 3. Okay, so if you delete this vertex, this graph will be disconnected, and if you delete these 3 edges, it will be disconnected. Okay, you can think of other edges also, but if whatever you do, the minimal number of edges to be removed is always 3. Okay, so similarly I'm going to give you another graph with 8 vertices and 16 edges. This is another graph. Now if you look at this graph closely, you can try to find the vertex connectivity and edge connectivity here. Just think of how many vertices to remove so that this graph will become disconnected. Just think of some examples. Actually the vertex connectivity of this graph is actually 4. Okay, so this graph has vertex connectivity 4. You can think of 4 vertices which will disconnect this graph, and also 4 edges will disconnect this graph. Okay, so you can see that with the same number of vertices and the same number of edges, actually there are 2 representations having different edge connectivity and vertex connectivity. So if you are designing a communication network like this, what will happen if this vertex malfunctions, or if this vertex node is attacked? What will happen? The entire communication network will be disrupted. But here in this graph, what will happen if this vertex is malfunctioning? No, other vertices will not be affected because still the graph is connected. Okay, so that is the problem of having the higher vertex connectivity. We need a higher vertex connectivity or higher edge connectivity in the case of designing such practical applications. Okay, so now we'll just try to devise some upper bounds and also some inequalities regarding this vertex connectivity and edge connectivity, which will help us to design systems which having higher vertex and edge connectivities. Okay, so we'll be discussing some problems like that. Okay, so moving forward, one simple thing which you have already observed is that connectivity of a graph cannot exceed the degree of the vertex with smallest degree in G. Okay, so edge connectivity of a graph. Okay, so it will, so there are many notations for edge connectivity in many books. I'm not using any of them here. You just think edge connectivity is something like that. In some books they use the notation k of G, lambda of G, etc. Depends on the textbook, but I'm not using any of these notations right now. Just try to understand this thing. The edge connectivity of a graph cannot exceed the degree of the vertex with smallest degree in G. Okay, so how will you do that? Okay, so what is, first of all, what is edge connectivity? Edge connectivity is the minimal number of edges whose removal disconnects the graph. That is the idea. Minimal number of edges whose removal disconnects the graph. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, now you consider the vertex in a graph, for example vi, with minimum degree. So vi has the minimum degree of 4. That means vi will have the least number of edges which are coming to it. Suppose this vi will have, so this graph will be some bigger graph like this. So this vi will have minimal number of edges which are coming to this graph. Okay, now if I delete all those edges which are coming to this graph, what will happen? I am just deleting the edges which are coming to vi. What will happen? This graph will become disconnected. This is clear. So if I am just deleting these edges which are coming to vi, what will happen? This graph will become disconnected and vi will be isolated. So that means these edges disconnects the graph. Okay, so I don't know whether it's a cut. So it's basically a cut set only, because if I just delete those edges, it will become disconnected. But it can be but there can be cut sets which contain less number of edges than this cut set. Okay, so basically this is the cut set first of all. Okay, and what is edge connectivity? Edge connectivity is the number of edges in a minimal cut set. Okay, so anyway we have got a cut set which has d of vi edges. Okay, so that means the edge connectivity, if at all if it is there, it should always be less than or equal to this d of vi, because this is, first of all, this is a cut set, and edge connectivity is actually the number of edges in a minimal cut set, so it will always be less than or equal to number of edges in any cut set. So edge connectivity will always be less than or equal to number of edges in a given cut set, okay, or any cut set, because it is the minimal number of edges in a cut set. Okay, so this, I don't know whether edge connectivity is exactly equal to d of vi, but there can also be less than or equal to, can also happen. So we can say that already, because you had a vertex vi with minimal number of edges or minimal degree, if I just delete the edges which are incident on this vi, the graph will become disconnected. Okay, so this process actually creates a cut set. So actually the number of cut elements in that cut set, which is actually equal to this d of vi, should always be greater or equal to the edge connectivity. Why? Because edge connectivity is the minimal number of edges possible which is required to delete, which is required to be removed, so that the graph becomes disconnected. So it's a very simple and straightforward theorem. Okay, so here is the example here which I have given to you. Okay, so here if you look at this graph here, so basically what is the minimal, what is the minimal, so if you look at the example here, so the edge connectivity of this graph is actually 2. Okay, so and also the edge, the vertex with minimal degree is also 2 only. Okay, so this theorem is proved here. Okay, similarly if you look at, this is an illustration of this theorem, and if you look at this example, what is the vertex with minimal edge, minimal degree, which is the vertex in this graph with minimal degree, can you tell me? All the vertices have degree, this has degree 3, this has degree 3, 3 here, 3 here, this has actually 1 2 3 4, so all this has 3. So here the minimal degree is 3, so you should have a cut set which is less than or equal to this degree number 3. So can you find the cut set which has less than or equal to 3 edges? Can you find a cut set here? Can you find a cut set here? Yeah, so if you just remove these two edges, what will happen? If you just remove these two edges, this graph will become disconnected. So actually the edge connectivity of this graph is actually 2 here. So you can see that edge connectivity is strictly less than or equal to the minimal degree. So here is an example of a graph in which edge connectivity equals the minimum number of minimum degree of a vertex, and here is an example in which the edge connectivity is actually strictly less than the minimal degree of the vertex. So that is one idea. Okay, so moving forward, the vertex connectivity of any graph cannot never exceed the edge connectivity of G. The vertex connectivity of any graph can never exceed the edge connectivity of G. So that is also a simple idea. That is also a simple thing which you can easily understand. Okay. So how will you do that? So first of all, try to understand the meaning of these things. Vertex connectivity is the minimal number of vertices which has to be removed. Okay. So that the graph is disconnected. So minimal vertices which has to be removed so that the graph is disconnected, and edge connectivity is the minimum edges which has to be removed so the graph becomes disconnected. Is that clear? Okay, suppose your graph has a cut set. Suppose your graph is like this, and here you have a cut set like this. Okay, so your graph is for example, there's a cut set here with two edges which disconnect the graph into two, v1 and v2. Okay, so here the edge connectivity is given to be 2. Now just think it like this. So this edges will actually have n vertices here, right? So if I delete, suppose this is n vertex a here, suppose this has n vertex b here. If I delete this a comma b, what will happen? It is same as deleting these two edges. If I just delete the end vertices a comma b, it is same as deleting these two edges. Okay, so if I delete these two vertices a comma b, automatically these two edges will be also be deleted, and hence the graph will be disconnected. So you can say that actually a comma b is actually a collection of vertices which disconnects the graph. Okay, so if you have a cut set, you can always look at the n vertices of that cut set to create a set of vertices which disconnects the graph. Okay, suppose we are giving a cut set here. I am just looking at the n vertices in this set v1. So if I delete these two n vertices, what will happen? Equivalently, these two edges will also be deleted, and that means this will affect a disconnection of the graph. Okay, so can you say that? So that means this is the number of, this is a set of vertices who removal will disconnect the graph. Okay, and vertex connectivity is the number of minimal vertices, minimum number of vertices which are required so that the graph which are required to be removed so the graph is disconnected. Okay, so what can you say about the vertex connectivity? That means the vertex connectivity, since it is minimal, it will always be less than or equal to the number of edges in the cut set. So it will always be less than or equal to the number of, because here actually you have, because of the edges in a cut set, you are looking at one side of the edges in the cut set to get a set of vertices whose removal will disconnect the graph. Okay, but vertex connectivity is the minimal set of vertices whose removal will disconnect the graph. So always the vertex connectivity will always be less than or equal to these vertices, or I can say in other words, vertex connectivity is always less than or equal to edge connectivity. Okay, so it's very simple thing. If you just understand the concept of vertex connectivity and edge connectivity, you will understand these concepts. Okay, here also the example is here. So you can see that these two edges will actually disconnect the graph. So if I just delete these two vertices, the same effect of those removal of those edges will happen. It's the same effect is actually more than that effect will happen, but still you can see that removal of those two vertices will actually disconnect the graph. Hence the vertex connectivity should be actually be less than or equal to the edge connectivity. So in this, actually the vertex connectivity is 2 and edge connectivity is 2 here. In this example you can see that this forms a cut set, so the edge connectivity is 2, but if I just remove its endpoint here, it will be disconnected. So vertex connectivity is 1, edge connectivity is 2. So here I have given you examples in which vertex connectivity is actually equal to edge connectivity, and also vertex connectivity is actually less than edge connectivity. Okay, so I hope it is also clear. So we have discussed now two concepts. First of all, edge connectivity is less than or equal to the minimal degree. Okay, minimal degree of a vertex, and also vertex connectivity is always less than or equal to edge connectivity. Okay, so these two bounds which are discussed. Okay, now moving forward, we'll also discuss one. We can also see that every cut set in a non-separable graph with more than two vertices contain at least two edges. Okay, so every cut set in a non-separable graph with more than two vertices contains at least two edges. Okay, can you think why is it so? So you know that a non-separable graph always has vertex connectivity greater than 1. Okay, so if it is vertex connectivity, if it is equal to 1, we will say it's a separable graph. If it is non-separable, that means the vertex connectivity is actually greater than 1. Okay, now we have just discussed that vertex connectivity is always less than or equal to the edge connectivity. Therefore, the edge connectivity should always be greater than 1. That means it will always be greater than or equal to 2. Edge connectivity should always be greater than or equal to 2. So if you understood this inequalities, it is very simple. You can understand this also. Hence, every cut set in a non-separable graph with more than two vertices contain at least two edges. Okay, so that is clear. Okay, so moving forward, okay, we are going to give you an actual value for the vertex connectivity. So given if you have a vertex with n edges, n vertices and e edges, the best you can construct is so the best possible vertex connectivity attainable is actually 2e by n, the greatest integer function. This is the greatest integer function. This is the greatest integer which is less than or equal to this quantity 2e by n. Okay, so this is the maximum attainable value of vertex connectivity. Okay, so what let me tell you, suppose you are given a graph with suppose you are given a graph with 10 vertices and also 25 edges. What is the maximum possible of a number of vertex connectivity possible? It is nothing but 25 by 10, which is actually 2.5. So the greatest integer which is less than or equal to this number is actually 2. Okay, similarly, if you have a graph with 10 vertices and 30 edges, what is the maximum possible vertex connectivity, maximal vertex connectivity possible? It is actually 3. So this is the idea of this. So there can be other graphs which has lesser vertex connectivity, but the maximum vertex connectivity. So the existence of a graph with maximal vertex connectivity possible is actually you can always construct a graph with vertex connectivity 3. Okay, so here also you can construct a graph with vertex. So if you have n vertices and e edges, you can actually construct a graph with vertex connectivity 2e by n, a greatest integer less than or equal to 2e by n. Okay, so you can also construct graphs with far lesser vertex connectivity also, but that is not the issue we are. We have to construct a graph in such a way that the vertex connectivity is maximum. So the maximum possible vertex connectivity which could be constructed is actually 2e by n. The greatest integer, it is not 2e by n, it is actually greatest integer less than or equal to this 2e by n, less than or equal to this 2e by n. It is called the, sorry, it's called the greatest integer function. Okay, so I hope you understand this. Greatest integer function of 3.5 is actually 3. The greatest integer of 3 is actually 3. So the maximum possible vertex connectivity is basically 3 point, this one, the greatest integer less than or equal to 2e by n. So this is the idea. Okay, so I hope you understand the implication of this statement. Okay, now how will you prove it? Okay, the proof is very easy. Okay, suppose you have a graph with n vertices and also e edges. Okay, and you know that every edge contributes 2 to the graph, 2 to the degree of the graph. So the total degree of the graph is actually 2e. Okay, so the total, we have studied in for the first year theorem of graph theory that the total sum of the total number of degrees of the graph is actually twice the number of edges, which is actually 2e. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, so now this 2e degrees will have to be distributed among the n vertices. So we have to distribute this 2e degrees among the n vertices. Okay, so if you know some essential concept from combinatorics theory, can I tell you that if you know some essential concepts from combinatorics, can I tell that there exists at least one vertex with degrees less than or equal to 2e by n. There exists at least one vertex in such a way that degree of vi is less than or equal to 2e by n. Can I say that? Okay, so what am I going to say? I am saying that there exists at least one vertex v such that its degree is less than or equal to 2e by n. Is it true? Okay, is it true? Why is it true? Why? Suppose the degree of every vertex is greater than 2e by n. Suppose the degree of every vertex is greater than 2e by n. Okay, so how many vertices are there? N vertices are there. So when you add up these the degrees of these n vertices, what will you get? You will be getting n into 2e by n, which is actually greater than 2e. Okay, so if you consider as every vertex has degree greater or equal to 2e, greater than 2e by n, what will happen is that your total degree will exceed this 2e. Your total degree would exceed 2e because there are n vertices are there. Each vertex has degree greater than 2e by n. So when you add up all those n degrees of all the n vertices, the total degree would be greater than this 2e. Okay, that is not possible. So hence there exists at least one vertex with degree less than or equal to 2e by n. Okay, so can I say that? So there exists at least one vertex with degree less than or equal to 2e by n. Okay, now you know that. So since there is at least one vertex with degree less than or equal to less than or equal to 2e by n, you can say that the minimal degree is always less than or equal to 2e by n, because there is already one vertex with less than or equal degree less than or equal to 2e by n. Therefore the minimal degree will always be less than or equal to this 2e by n. And if the minimal degree is less than that, you can say that edge connectivity will always be less than or equal to the minimal degree. And since edge connectivity is always greater than or equal to vertex connectivity, we can say that the vertex connectivity will always be less than or equal to this 2e by n. The vertex connectivity will always be less than or equal to this 2e by n. That is one theorem. That's one half of this statement. Okay, so we have told you that the maximal vertex connectivity possible is 2e is the integral part of 2e by n. We have actually showed that the maximal vertex connectivity possible is less than or equal to this 2e by n. And since vertex connectivity is a number, it is actually means that vertex connectivity is less than or equal to this integral part of 2e by n, because vertex connectivity is actually a number. The degree of vertices is actually a number. So when I say that the degree of vertices, the minimal degree is less than or equal to 2e by n, means the minimal degree should be less than or equal to the integral part of 2e by n, because the minimal degree is actually the number of edges. So it is always a number integer there. So we can say that the minimal degree is always less than or equal to 2e by n. Hence from the earlier theorems, the edge connectivity will always be less than or equal to minimal degree. The vertex connectivity will always be less than or equal to minimal degree, and hence we will have the vertex connectivity is actually less than or equal to this 2e by n. So this much we have done. So I hope this is clear. Okay, so let's just run through it once again. The total degree is 2e. It has to be distributed among this n vertices, and from this we will get that at least one vertex should have degree less than or equal to 2e by n. Why is it so? Otherwise, if you take that all the vertices of degree greater than 2e, your total degree would actually be exceed this 2e, which is not possible. So there is access at least one vertex with degree less than or equal to 2e by n, and this means that the minimal degree of a vertex will always be less than or equal to 2e by n, or in particular the integer part, which is less integer part of this 2e by n, because always the degree is the number of edges, so you have to take the integer part there. Okay, and since vertex connectivity is less than edge connectivity, which is again less than this minimal degree, we can say that an upper bound for this vertex connectivity is simply integer part of 2e by n. Okay, so this is the theorem. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now we have to show that we can actually achieve this minimal degree. Okay, we have to show that we can actually achieve this 2e by n. We have to show that thing. We can actually achieve this 2e by n. How will you achieve? Okay, so very simple. Suppose you have a graph with n vertices and e edges. Okay, so for example, if you have a graph with as I told you 10 vertices and 2.25 edges, what will I do is that your 2e by n is actually, what is your 2e by n? Your 2e by n is actually 50 by 10, right? Yeah, so you are actually 2e by n is actually 2 into 25, 50 by n, which is actually 5. Okay, so it will be correctly a good integer. So let me take it as 23 inches. Okay, so suppose I have a graph with 10 vertices and also 23 edges. Okay, so the minimal degree, so your 2e by n will actually be equal to 46 by this 10, which is nothing but 4.6. Minimum greatest and less than 4.6, or we can have 4. Okay, so this is the quantity of 2e by n. So your problem here is that you have actually 10 vertices are there, you have 23 edges are there. Okay, you have to construct a graph with maximal vertex connectivity. We have claimed that the maximal connectivity is actually this 2e by n. Okay, so how will you do that? Okay, so what I'll do is that first of all I'll construct a regular graph. First of all, I'll construct a regular graph on 10 vertices. Regular graph means all degrees of all the vertices are same. Okay, so I'll construct a regular graph on this 10 vertices. Okay, with degree this 4, with degree 4. Okay, or degree with degree, I'll say that 2e by n. Greatest integer less than or equal to this 2e by n. So I'll construct a regular graph on 10 vertices with degree 4, or in other words, I'll construct a regular graph on n vertices with degree greatest integer less than or equal to this 2e by n. Is that clear? Okay, so once I construct that, how many degrees have I distributed? I have distributed 40 degrees totally. Totally there are 46 degrees or 23 edges. Now I have distributed 40 degrees, or basically I have distributed 40 degrees, or I have distributed 20 edges. Okay, again 3 more edges are remaining. Again that is also simple. So once I have to construct a regular graph, 3 more edges are remaining in this example. What I will do is that I will arbitrarily distribute these 3 edges. Okay, that you can distribute in any way. That means, for example, so I have construct a graph like this. For example, here regular graph here. Suppose one edge is remaining. I'll just arbitrarily distribute this edge like this. Okay, it's your choice. I'll just arbitrarily distribute that edge. Okay, so first of all, construct a regular graph with degree 2e by n. Okay, with degree, not exactly 2e by n, the greatest integer less than or equal to this 2e by n. Okay, so once you have distributed that everywhere, every vertex should have this degree to greatest integer of 2e by n. Every vertex should have that degree, and if any edges are remaining, you can just randomly distribute that. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, the remaining edges are actually distributed arbitrarily. Okay, so this is the number of remaining edges. Just think how this number has been obtained. Just think how this number has been obtained. Okay, it's a very simple thing, because the total number of edges is actually e. Okay, and I am actually giving 2e by n to n vertices. I am giving 2e by n degree, and each edge has been counted twice, so the remaining number will be simply this quantity. This is the idea. It is not required for the examination, just for information I am telling you. Okay, so totally you had e edges, and you are actually giving 2e by n edges to each of the n vertices, and each edges actually counted twice, so this is the total distribution of edges. So the remaining would be just the negative of this number. Okay, for example, the earlier example, we had 10 vertices and 23 edges. So so what it did was, I took 46 by 10. So I took actually 4 edges, 4 degrees, and distributed 4 degrees to all the 10 vertices. Okay, but each edge has been counted twice, so I'll just write 4 by 2 into 10. Okay, so the total edges were actually 23, so the remaining would be this quantity, 23 minus 40 by 220, that is actually 3 edges has to be distributed again. That is how this quantity has come. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, so we have done this one. Now we have considered regular graph with each vertex having degree this quantity. Okay, and the remaining edges has been removed arbitrarily. Okay, now let us look at the vertex connectivity. Okay, so vertex connectivity is the number of vertices which actually, minimal number of vertices which actually disconnects the graph. Minimal number of vertices whose removal disconnects the graph. That is vertex connectivity. Is it correct? Okay, so let us look at the disconnection of a graph. Suppose I need to just disconnect for simplicity. Suppose I need to disconnect a single vertex. Suppose I need to disconnect a single vertex. Okay, suppose I need to disconnect a single vertex here V. Okay, so how will I disconnect the single vertex V? All the connections from V should be deleted. All the connections from V should be deleted. Is it correct? All the connections coming from V should be deleted. So how many connections are there from V? So if this graph is actually regular and each V is actually connected to 2e by n vertices, because we have constructed 2e, the floor integer function which is less than or equal to 2e by n. Okay, so each vertex is actually connected to these many vertices. Each vertex is connected to these many vertices because we have constructed a graph in such a way so that the graph is regular. That means every vertex has the same degree like this, and we have also given more edges when there are extra. Okay, so anyway, minimally every vertex is actually connected to 2e by n other vertices. So this is the minimal number possible. Okay, so if I have to disconnect, or if I have to disconnect this graph into two, or if I have to just remove this vertex V, how many vertices should I delete? How many vertices should I delete? I should anyway delete at least these many vertices, because that many connections should be deleted so that this V could be this V could be removed. Okay, so these many vertices should be deleted to actually remove the connections with V. Okay, so since that this V is already connected to 2e by n, this quantity of vertices, these many vertices has to be removed before disconnecting this V. Okay, so what will we get that? So that means the vertex connectivity will always be greater than or equal to 2e by n. Okay, so I don't know whether with 2e by n itself the vertex will be disconnected, because there can be extra vertices also. There can be actually extra vertices also. There are extra edges also, but I'm just talking of the minimal number of edges here. Okay, so anyway the degree of this vertex will always be greater than or equal to this 2e by n. Why? Because greater than or equal to not 2e by n, this integer function of 2e by n. Okay, so there will be greater than or equal to this 2e by n. So when I will delete this 2e by n vertices, only then the vertex will be disconnected. Okay, there can be more number of edges also, but we can always see that there's no need to go to so much detail. There will be some vertex with exactly this degree. That means that's not required now, but there will be one vertex with this degree. Just understand that. Okay, so anyway, each vertex would have at least this many connections with other vertices. Okay, so only if you remove these many connections, that means only if you remove those many vertices, even a single vertex will be disconnected. I hope it is clear. Okay, that means the vertex connectivity is always less than or equal, greater or equal to this quantity. But previously we have proved that the vertex connectivity is less than or equal to 2e by n. So from this, what you can say that the vertex connectivity of this graph is exactly 2e by the the vertex connectivity of this graph is exactly the greatest integer less than or equal to 2e by n. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Its graph is actually exactly equal to 2e by n. Okay, so as I told you, each vertex is connected to at least 2e by n other vertices, and hence to disconnect even a single vertex 2e by n vertices needs to be 2e by n vertices needs to be removed, and hence the vertex connectivity of this graph is always greater or equal to 2e by n. And this means the vertex connectivity is equal to the 2e by n. Okay, it's a very simple theorem. I may think it's very difficult, but the logic is very simple. Okay, you are actually constructing in graph in such a way that the vertex connectivity is just this greater than or less than or equal to this 2e by n. Okay, so it's very simple thing. So please go through the proof once again. So what is that? If you have graph n with e vertices, the maximal vertex connectivity that is possible is basically 2e by n. Okay, so we have discussed this bounds here. Please run through these proofs once again. Okay, and try to write it once again because this proof is very important. So I hope it is clear.